Many different Arabic Qurans is the confirmation that Quran not being perfectly preserved. Yet, Muslim missionaries and Islamic Dawah team claims that Quran, dot by dot, letter by letter, sound by sound, word by word, perfectly preserved, and there is only one Quran. When we look at the physical evidence as well as Islamic tradition, we see this claim is completely false. Here is the example of Surah 43 verse 19. In the Hafs Quran, translation of the word is slaves, versus in Kalun's Quran, translation of the word is in the presence. Hafs Quran reads as, and they made the angels who are the slaves of the beneficent females. Did they witness their creation? Their testimony will be recorded and they will be questioned. The word we are focusing is slaves of the beneficent. Verses in Kalon's Quran, one of the 37 Quran, it is, and they make the angels who are in the presence of the beneficent. I've got two options and I want to know which one is the correct version of this one perfect preserved Quran.
Well, we don't know, sister, because Allah didn't tell us, and we don't know which one is in on the tablets in heaven with Allah. On the Hafs side, the word for slaves is ibadu, and in the Qalun Quran, the word is inda, which is in the presence of. Over to you, sister.
And when we look at the writings which is talking about the earliest tradition of the different Arabic Qurans, we get our attention to a book which was put together by Abdul Latif al-Khatib, book called Majum al-Qiraat, volume 8, page 357 to 359. We will get to see there were actually 5 different versions of this word was used by early Muslims.
The first paragraph quotes ذكر ابن عطية أن في مصحف ابن مسعود وجعلوا الملائكة عباد الرحمن إناثا وسقط من قراءته الذين هم. Translation: Ibn Atiyah mentioned in Ibn Mas'ud's Mus'haf, quote, and they made the angels the servants of Ar-Rahman as females, unquote, and his qira'at dropped the words who are, alladhina hum. The words were not there in his Mus'haf. Next paragraph, it says, قرأ أبو عمرو وعاصم وحمزة والكسائي وخلف وابن محيصن واليزيدي والشنبوذي وعبد الله بن مسعود وابن عباس وسعيد بن جبير وعلقمة عباد الرحمن جمع عبد. Translation: Abu Amr, Asim, Hamza, Al-Kisai, Khalaf, Ibn Mahyasan, Al-Yazidi, Al-Shambuti, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Abbas, Sa'id ibn Jubair, Ulqama, all read Ibadur Rahman, meaning the slaves of Ar-Rahman, which is the plural of slave. Also Abu Ubaid chose this reading. اختار هذه القراءة أبو عبيد. Next slide. Reads in the Arabic. وقرأ ابن عباس عباد الرحمن بتجديد الباء جمع عابد. Translation: Ibn Abbas read عباد الرحمن, which means those serving continuously. It says also وقرئ عبيد وقرئ عبيد الرحمن وقرئ عبيد الرحمن وهو جمع عبد. It also read عبيد الرحمن, the slaves of Rahman. وقرئ عبد الرحمن. It also read as عبد, which means slaves, which is another form of the plural. All those are in the red. The next is the purple. It says وقرأ أبي بن كعب وسعيد بن جبير عبد الرحمن مفردا, meaning Ubay ibn Ka'b and Sa'id ibn Jubayr read Abdur Rahman, the slave of Ar-Rahman, as singular, meaning angel kind. And the next one, which is in the orange, it says وقرأ عمر بن الخطاب والحسن وأبو رجاء وقتادة وأبو جعفر وشيبة والأعرج وعاصم وابن محيص الحسن وابن عامر وابن كثير وأبان عن عاصم ونافع ويعقوب وسعيد بن جبير عن الكسائي. All of these are names. It says عند الرحمن means all those names read عند الرحمن, in the presence of الرحمن. End quote. The next one is a comment in the Arabic here in the box. It says ورجح أبو جعفر النحاس قراءة عند واحتج سعيد بن جبير على ابن عباس في المصحف فقال في مصحف عند وهذه حجة قاطعة. That's on page 359. Translation: Abu Ja'far preferred the reading of عند, meaning in the presence of, and Sa'id ibn Jubayr objected to Ibn Abbas with the Mus'haf, saying, in my Mus'haf is عند, meaning in the presence of, and this is indisputable evidence. End quote. Over to you, sister.
While early Muslims disagrees which word supposed to be in the Quran, here is another book which was put together by Al-Azhar in this time. Again, for the Surah 43 verse 19, we were given 5 different options. And in here, we've got the famous book which was put together last year by the British translation of the 10 Qur'an, and as the word has been translated, as you can see, author is telling us for the Surah 43 verse 19, in one of the Arabic it is the servant of, yet Nafi, Ibn Kathir, Ibn Amir, Abu Jafar and Yaqub's Quran it is with in the presence of Allah. So in here from five options, we were left only with the 2 options. Let's just think through this. Surah 43 verse 19, is it, options are, is it while 12 Quran expresses it's supposed to be the slaves, 2 Quran expresses that it is just a slave, verses 16 Quran tells us in the presence of, and Ibn Abbas's Quran simply says those serving continuously. Options after options for one surah, and altogether 28, 30, 31 different options, 31 different Qurans used 5 different options for Surah 43 verse 19. Even if you come up with the 2 version of it, then still in English there is a difference between slaves or the servants versus in the presence or with. That's different in English. Of course, in Arabic, daughter of Christ, while there are 5 options, which has been reduced to 2 options, basic question is, which word, which 5 of those options will you write into empty Musaf?
I wouldn't know, sister, which one to write. Like it was famously said, it's not an easy yes or no.